Welcome in, everybody. It's another episode of the DNVR Rapids Podcast, and we are live in the Toyota Lounge, presented by your Front Range Toyota dealers. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, joined by the fellas. It's Cowboy Super Yahya.
Yeah. I'm laughing at the beginning of this because I see Duane's little smirk, and it just makes me happy to see my boy happy over there.
The Duane smirk is a classic. Speaking of, we are joined, of course, by Duane Wheelman Brown.
It's soccer week again, so why not be happy?
No comment on the Wheelman nickname.
Wheelman, wow, man, that's it's pretty dope, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to remember the guy's name from the French Connection, but I couldn't remember it. But that's what I was going to give you the nickname.
Story.
That sounds more like, to me,
people are driving nuts right now in Colorado. Like,
ask Mitch.
Let me tell you the last few days. Like,
it's been a day.
Saturday, I drove through a 4-car crash.
That's why I'm calling you Wheelman.
Yeah. It was crazy. I'm not going to get into it. That was Saturday night. Sunday night, I saw another crash. Yesterday, on the way to work, there was a guy in the opposite lane that just turned too early and hit the curb really hard and exploded his tire. But he just kept driving. It's like he didn't even notice. He's driving with an exploded tire. And then yesterday, Mitch's car gets hit right here outside the building.
I've parked out there so much. It was bound to happen. It's a numbers game, and it was a light.
It was a bold choice to park there.
It was the only spot. Look, we have a small parking lot. Look, we're getting in the
real
weeds
quick.
here.
Wheelman sounds to me like you jack wheels and you sell them on the side.
Whoa.
It's like, hit up the Wheelman. He'll got you.
Like the getaway driver.
Yes, the getaway driver in like a bank heist crew.
See, I never heard of that before.
You got to watch more heist movies, brother.
Yeah, I'm not allowed, dude. I can only watch rom-coms with my wife.
Fair enough.
Besides, I love rom-coms, so it's all good, but...
Yahir Vazquez. Love it. Okay, guys. we got a show. We're back. The Pids are back. I was back in training yesterday. We're going to talk about what's going on around the team. We're going to talk some international stuff. Men's national team had a rough go of it against Colombia. Bombies with Canada. Cole did not feature last night for the Olympic camp team. But we're going to get into all that. We're going to talk some over-unders. We're going to play some games, kind of just take stock of what's going on right now if we had to place bets on things that Yahya comes up with. And then we're going to look ahead to Austin. We're going to look ahead to the 2021 Rapids attack returning to the Richard and just sort of get our feelings on being back. Yesterday, I want to get in real quick yesterday before we jump into the international stuff. At training, we saw some 11 on 11. Some full side 11 on 11. Sam wasn't there. He's sick. I'm sure he'll be fine for the weekend. They don't seem concerned. Obviously no Bombi. Obviously no Cole. Marlon Vargas, R2 legend, with a banger of a goal in 11 on 11. It was a pretty fun little session. Pretty fun session. Some fun finishing drills. Ronan looked amazing. I'm serious. They had this goal. Okay, so it was basically like 2 balls were live, right?
Yeah.
And you shoot one way, shoot the other, and then you defend whatever's still live.
Yeah.
Right? And he was just curling shots far post. It was unstoppable. It was awesome to see. He looked great. Overall, this team's trademark has been vibes so far, right? Power of friendship leading you to
power
to points. And you figure okay, bad streak to end before the break. You're not with each other for a week plus or a week. And you worry about that, right? Of course, yeah. You worry, and vibes were still fantastic. Not that means anything for the actual soccer, but it's nice to see culturally.
It kind of does. Mentality has been a big strong point that I've been pointing to this team losing a lot of games. So seeing them not be down is actually a great positive after having such a bad month. Not even like a bad stretch. It was just a bad month all of May.
Right.
So being able to look at everything positively even through these times, I think it's a positive.
Totally.
It's a positive note at the end of the day. Also, Marlon Vargas from Rapids 2 instead of Wayne Frederick.
Wayne played too, but he just
okay.
scored. He just had
Okay.
like a great goal.
Oh, okay. I thought
11
they brought,
on 11.
I
You know
thought
what I
they
mean?
brought him up over Wayne Frederick
Yeah.
for the weekend.
It didn't result in a goal, but Johnny Lewis had this great. He had the ball like right around the half line with Seb and some other defender like coming over, and he put a nice little 1-2 and was down the wing, open. Cross didn't land like you wanted it to.
How was Chris
But,
Armas out there?
Armas, man, he was so esoteric might not be the right word, philosophical. He was, every time we asked him a question, it went back to how much he's loving his job, how much he's loving this team.
More of a big picture thing.
Yeah, he kept, he mentioned how his guy, like, he only brought one coach with him, and he kept to the staff. You lose Wolde, but like for the most part, it's Chris Little, it's Sharpie. It's the same equipment
Conditioner,
staff. It's the it's like, and he just seems to be in such a good place with this job.
Did he talk about any players specifically that like he would like to see improved when talked about?
God, I can't remember any one specific one. We had Omir and Chris, which was great. They're both really good interviews. They both give really thoughtful answers. But I wanted someone that would give me a little something on Rubio coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Neither one of them played with him. Neither one of them were here last year. Neither one of them know the
lore that is
lore that is Diego Rubio. I mean, they know because Rubio's a baller, right?
I miss that guy so much.
I know. And so I'm excited to see him. I asked him about it, and he's like, "Look, they're very good." He's like, he praised the good things that we know. He didn't mention the bad things that we know for both him and Giassi, right? Like, we know what they do well, we know what they don't, and so overall, we asked him about Bombi being gone for an extended period, especially if Canada can make some sort of miracle run through Copa, and he's lucky to have a guy like Wallace who has all the experience in the world, and he's like, look, Nate and Michael Edwards. They are inexperienced, to say the least, right? Like, Edwards got into his first game this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But confident, right? And then you see Nate Jones out there. That was really the most extended playing I've seen of him with the first team in an 11-on-11. That's the most real soccer. You see drills and stuff, and you kind of correlate skills to the field and hope that those things line up. But watching him play, he's huge, he's physical, he's fast. It'd be really fun to see him get in for 10 minutes or so at the end of a game with Bombi out.
I'm down.
One of your guys, so you need it.
I definitely do. I definitely need Nate to start showing up a little bit more.
Remains the craziest our guys draft in the history of this office. All right. Any other questions from practice there, guys?
Zach Steffen, how was he?
Dude, Zach is such a pro, man. I know the stat that went around from Doyle, right? Like some of the worst shot stopping
In MLS history?
Well, it goes back to 2003. I think the database goes back to
13.
Not even. Yeah. 2013. So right, that's almost 20 years missing of stats. But look, he's a pro's pro, man. Like, the level is raised with him there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How seriously he takes training, how seriously he takes his responsibilities as a pro in terms of, and I've said it on the show, right? In terms of the simple things like social media, talking to fans, thanking fans. Like, it's all those little things that are standards set at bigger clubs like a Manchester City, like a Middlesbrough that has history, right? Now, Middlesbrough, I'm not putting on the level of Man City, but I mean, they understand what it takes to be a professional soccer player in the public eye and the responsibilities that go along with that.
At the highest level.
Right. And so, they've been a Premier League team. And so, yes, he has not been great. And he'll be the first person to tell you that he needed to be better in whatever situation you're talking about. But he's training as hard as ever. He trains the longest. He trains the hardest. He's the most critical of himself. He's the most encouraging of everyone else. But yeah, he needs to be better still. But Armas went to bat for him. I did ask him about what's that looking like? Like, is he putting in extra work with Sharpie? Is something changing with the training with Sharpie?
Mm-hmm.
Et cetera. And he just talked about the level that he brings. Like, walking into that locker room with all these young kids. This is a very young team. To have a guy like him set that standard is important. So, I think, like I said, Zach knows he needs to be better. Chris knows he needs to be better. Sharpie knows he needs to be better. We know he needs to be better. And I think we'll see it. If I had to put money on it, I think we'll see it. Right? Like just picking a stat in June of a season of an MLS and say, well, let's give him the season and see how it works out. Right?
Adam Beaudry, man, my hot take that he starts the second half of the season, it's not looking that hot.
Oh, I don't think that's in danger
I don't
of
think so
coming
either.
true at
It's
all.
mostly because of Zach, but it's not looking as hot as it did at the beginning of the season.
he just shut out Uruguay under 19s.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning they shut out Uruguay and they got a result against Argentina, I believe, under 19s as well. So he's looking great in that camp. I was talking to Crookham about it. He's very happy, obviously. Good stuff. Okay, speaking of internationals, last night our guy Cole Bassett is in Kansas City with the Olympic training camp. Look at that. Let's just take 1 second. Audio listeners, I'm sorry, you can't see this beautiful graphic that Yahya made. There's a flag. There's Cole Bassett looking happy in the stars and stripes.
The Statue of Liberty
There's
is
an
barely
eagle.
visible there.
I think that's Mount Rushmore. No, that's the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a bear for some reason. Amazing work, Yahya. He is in Kansas City with the Olympic camp. Doesn't get into the game last night against Japan. They lose 2-0. God, boring game. I wish I wasn't watching that game. I was just like, put Cole in, please. Cade Cowell looked good. That's kind of the extent of it, really. Schulte's good, obviously. Like no doubts that Schulte is a good keeper there. Overall, just kind of unimpressed with that under-23 group right now, especially when they don't bring Diego Luna. Which, like, watching the game, I was like, how do you not have this guy on this roster?
Diego Luna's being, slotted into Copa, that's why. I think
he's not in any of these friendlies. He's not on this roster for friendlies.
I don't think so either, but I think that's one of the reasons why.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's dope, so... Oh, yeah, real quick, and thanks for putting that up there, Alyssa. If you're watching on Twitter and you want to get in the comments and talk with El Pelon, who's in the Toyota chat, and Duane is in there, too. Slow morning start for the chat today in the Toyota chat, but come on over and check it out. Cole, man, he wants it so bad. He wants it as much as anyone I've talked to, right? He really cares about wearing the stars and stripes. Obviously, we can't know. There's not a lot of chatter coming out of that camp in terms of who did well. He didn't play, obviously, but that doesn't mean he didn't have a good camp. What do you guys think about Cole stepping away from the team and getting an experience like this?
I mean, every time he's done it, in my opinion, it has been well-earned because he's done it, there's the third or fourth time that he gets to go to a camp. It's not just something that, we just need bodies. No, it's a guy that is competing with European players that are out there playing in, top 5 European leagues, top maybe 7 leagues in the world. And he's out there competing with them. And I think it's just a good experience for him to realize the kind of level that's needed to make the senior roster as well. So I'm all in, man, for Cole being out there. Is it sad as a Rapids fan not to have him here? Of course it is. But I think it can only benefit the Rapids in the long run.
Right. And look, I mean, I don't think he's going. He wasn't even in the rotated subs by the end of that friendly, which they didn't go very deep. It's a friendly. You can sub as much as you want.
Yeah.
I was ready for halftime 60, 70, 80 subs, and they subbed it like a normal game. So hopefully he makes it. That's not until the end of July, right? So Bombi will be back. You don't lose both of them at once, which I think would be really devastating. Moise Bombito goes with Canada, gets the start in both friendlies before Copa. They lose 4-0 to the Netherlands. Tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
But also, hey, buddy, this is a big step up from MLS, and this is a real team with real attackers.
He still won against Netherlands. He was the best player on that Canadian roster.
Oh, by far. I mean, he was their player of the game. I say real attack, and they featured Wout Weghorst, so, what do I know?
Bless you.
Hey, United legend. And then they earn a 0-0 draw against France. He even had a moment one-on-one with Mbappe where he kind of holds up.
I mean, we forget Bombi is quick.
Very fast.
Very
big.
What was Tyreek Hill clocked in? 27, 28 miles per hour. And Bombi, 21 or something like that. and Bombi had like 23.
Mm-hmm.
Like he beat him out. Like Bombito is might be
He's
up
him.
there in speed with Mbappe at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's him. Ismail Kone, he's at Watford.
Yep.
Watford called him a rising star in an interview, which is rad.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a guy on a, their championship club, but they're one of those yo-yo clubs that'll go up to the Prem and back down. And it's nice to have a guy like that vouch publicly.
And they're crybabies, but whatever.
Is there Wolves-Watford beef that I don't know
Just
about?
for me, not for Wolves.
Oh,
They're the team that Raul pulled out the luchador mask and put on after his goal years ago, and they cried about it. Like, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't put on a luchador mask.
well,
It's too
don't get
scary."
scored on. Fool.
What a dumb thing to cry about. Such a dumb thing for them to cry about. So for that, I can't stand them.
Love that. I love the
It's the
Moose logo,
pettiest
though.
reason.
No, I love hate for no reason. I'm
It's
I'm
the
number one
dumbest
hater.
reason, but
That's
why I
kind of
don't
all
like
your
them.
hated teams.
Yeah, they're all for dumb reasons.
I like that.
Yeah, just one little thing that I will never forget.
Hating for the sake of hating.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
it's Raul Jimenez with
Yeah.
a
Amazing.
luchador mask.
Dwayne
How
Brown's
can you
hard for
cry
the
about that?
Mexicans, and I love that
They
shit.
should thank him for that.
Another part of history, right?
Exactly.
For the first time in
I-
the club.
Side note about Watford, I've gotten that Dini promotion goal clip.
Yeah.
The famous saves the penalty, goes down and scores the winner as time expires clip like 10 times this week on TikTok. So shout out to whoever's putting those out there. It's great. Bombito gets the sign of approval from a pretty high level player. Looked good in both games. I mean, no one looks good in a 4-0 loss on defense, but he was their player of the game in a 4-0 loss.
Which just speaks
Yeah.
volumes. Like, you lost 4-0 and your defender's still your player of the game.
Right. So good for him. Very excited for his. I'm going to check out Gold Cup groups real quick. Duane, how are you feeling about this experience for Bombi and what it can do post Copa for him for the Rapids?
I'm worried because I don't know how long he's going to be with the Rapids.
Or not Gold
like
Cup,
that's
Copa.
that's my big worry. Bombi's great. I mean, I'm worried for the Rapids. I do think Cole, by the way, should be on that roster, and I think he should be playing. I'll stand by that. I'll fall on that sword every day.
You hear that, Gianluca Busio?
That's right. You heard it from me, some guy in Denver. It's a bummer to not have them on the Rapid squad, but if it were me, I'd want to be playing internationally. I'd want to be playing in the Olympics. I'd want to be playing in Copa. Like, for kids this young, I mean, gosh, what an opportunity for them. Like, just as, not even just as athletes, but as people, things that you get to, you get to relive that experience and talk about that experience and share it with people forever. So I want them to have it, even though it kind of sucks for the Rapids. I mean, that's the whole thing with club and country, is that when you have great players, you have to share.
Yep.
And there's responsibilities to both club and country. So it's a bummer, but I'm not going to be sad about it because
Sure.
I'm overjoyed for them. Like, I want them both to be playing. So it sucks, but I'm totally fine with it. Like 100%.
I found the groups real quick. I found the groups for
Copa.
Copa. It is Argentina, Canada, Chile, and Peru.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
Just the way you said Copa.
Copa.
I just thought it was funny because I said Copa and then you're like, Copa?
Copa. Whatever, dude. Argentina, he gets to share the field with the GOAT, Lisandro Martinez. That's pretty tight. Good for him. Oh, sorry, Lionel Messi.
I mean, he's already
Two
done
goats.
that.
Two GOATs.
He already faced Messi.
That's true.
So he already had experience. He knew exactly where he was going every
Yeah.
time.
But he's not ready for the Butcher of Amsterdam. My guy. I'm just kidding. Let me get it in.
I like Lisandro. I was so
Yeah,
hyped when
he's
he went to
dope.
Man U. I
Yeah,
told you
he's
this.
fucking- he's
He was one of my
awesome.
favorite players at Ajax.
Chile and Peru. sneaky. You know, they have like some high level players.
Yeah.
But so does Canada, right? Those should be really good games. And if they get a result against Argentina, they're through. In my opinion, right?
Out of the three CONCACAF teams, the three big CONCACAF teams, which would be Canada, U.S., and Mexico, who do you think will go farthest in Copa?
Mexico has the easiest group, I would say. Ecuador, Jamaica, and Venezuela. They're definitely the best team in that group.
I don't know about that.
They are not the best team in
I'm
that
not
group.
even sure Mexico gets out of the group.
Yeah, I'm like actually thinking they don't.
You don't think they can beat Ecuador?
Mexico's
no.
really bad right
They
now.
are. This is the worst.
That's true.
This is not a USA versus Mexico thing. This
No, I
is
know.
just like Mexico's really bad right now.
No,
Like,
yeah, like 100%.
They had a great game against Brazil's, not full starter side. You
got
can't put too
demolished
much
against Uruguay
You
here.
can't put too much into friendlies.
You can with this Mexico team because it's a form they've been in for the last 5 years.
Well, and when it comes to knockout games against the big teams,
They lose.
they lose to the United States.
This is my thing.
But
yeah, this is my whole thing. I think they're the worst out of the three.
and Argentina in the World Cup, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think they're the worst out of the three. From
Interesting.
CONCACAF for sure.
I just think they have the easiest path out of the group.
No, that's and I completely see that, but I really do think that this is the worst Mexican team to be put on the field in a long time. I also think that the U.S. is the most likely to go further, but I have the U.S. and Canada in the same level, and it all has to do with coaching.
Yeah.
I trust Jesse Marsh more than I do Gregg Berhalter.
Yeah, that's
fair.
very true.
I think Jesse can do more with less than Berhalter can do more with like less than more.
That makes sense to me. Let's see. I think that's all we got for this one.
Also, what a disappointment, man. Gregg Berhalter in the U.S. should be the one carrying CONCACAF through this.
Oh yeah, let's get into that real quick.
Yeah, they should be the ones. They should really be the ones that are carrying the CONCACAF. They should be holding that with a lot of pride, and they're not. Like
That was a bad game. They're coming off an impressive World Cup with young kids, right? They all wanted Gregg back, so he came back. He's a good tournament coach, as we've seen. So let's see him get into this tournament and not base everything. I didn't want Gregg when they hired him. I've had all my problems all along, but he's shown up in tournaments when it matters. They have this tournament in front of them. I'm not going to throw it all away after a bad friendly loss to a good team. But if he doesn't get out of group, he's gone.
This is my thing with Gregg Berhalter. You don't hire the coach that the players want.
Yes,
You
correct.
hire the coach that's going to take you to the next level. Gregg Berhalter served his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
He created a good team. You need a coach that can take them to the next level and continue to be good. Kind of like what Uruguay did with Bielsa. When you have a team like USMNT that's full of talent, the best generation the USMNT has ever had in its history,
Yeah.
you need to wear that with pride.
Yep.
When Mexico was the best team in this region, they wore it with pride,
Yeah.
and you heard their name all over the world. They beat Germany, they beat Netherlands.
Yeah.
They were going up against Argentina and Brazil constantly. Third
Yeah.
place in Copa, second place in Copa. They were up there, confederations. Like when they were number one in CONCACAF, they showed out.
Yeah.
USMNT has to do the same. They have the talent.
To be fair, this is their first tournament since the World Cup to really do that.
But this is
Right,
the thing.
like-
Don't after the World Cup, older players, more experience. Shouldn't you expect better results against a team like Colombia?
Yeah, maybe.
Like you should because
Yeah.
like it's more experience. It's better. Like the older you get, the better you're supposed to get at something. It's not like they're overaged. Like they should
Sure.
be a lot better, and they're not. Like that's
Let's just
unfortunate.
see. The Uruguay game is a nice, like they shouldn't beat Brazil tonight, right? Brazil's going to roll out at least starters for a half minimum
Yeah.
to get tuned up. If you hang, great. If not, I'm still not going to read too much into it. It's the Uruguay game that matters the most, right? Bolivia, you should be able to hang. It's Bolivia and Panama. You should beat both of those teams.
Bolivia's also bad.
Well, yeah, I'm saying you should beat both
Yeah.
those teams, and if you have a nice result against Uruguay, you go into the knockout stages with a ton of confidence, right? Mm-hmm. So,
What do you think, Duane?
well,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree with what Mitch just said. I mean, there's two should-be wins in there, which should be enough to get you out of the group,
Yeah.
right?
Or if they're draws, is that a disappointment? Does that feel like
Against
loss?
those two,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't put a lot of stock in friendlies. I didn't even watch because I'm not a friendlies guy.
Yeah.
Except
You're
for the
about the beef,
restaurant
right?
on the East Coast. If you know friendlies, I'm down with that kind of friendlies.
Yeah.
Delicious ice cream.
Yeah.
You're down for the beef.
I'm down for the ice cream friendlies. Soccer friendlies, I just don't know that you can get too much out of it.
That's kind of my whole thing,
You know,
too.
it's just, I don't know how much the squad is like tinkering with things. I don't know if guys are really checked in. I mean, you hear about athletes a lot that don't go into practice really seriously, but then they show up for games. I don't know if these guys are like that right now. I don't like that. I like guys who show up and practice, but so I don't know. Like I have to wait until the tournament starts.
Sure. We have to get to our ad reads. I know we want to keep going, but to your point there, the friendlies are about your game plan. Tournaments are about game planning for the other team. And that's going to change your approach. That's going to change results. It's going to change a lot. So let's see how that goes. You're not drawing up tape for Colombia and worried about a perfect game plan against Colombia in a friendly, right? So let's see how those first round goes. Come here, watch them. We'll be doing live watch-alongs. We'll go about 10 minutes early for the preview. Watch through the game, do a post game. It's going to be super fun. We'll be here. Bar will be popping. You guys have seen it for USMNT games, for USW games. It's all right down here. It's going to be popping. We have Euros this weekend. We'll be open for not for the 7 a.m. games, but for the 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock games. We'll be open for Euros. So come check that out. Lots going on. Next week, Wednesday, the official road watch party of the Rapids is here. We are one of their bar partners, and it's our turn. So that road game against St. Louis, who like one of the players that won't travel, I'm probably guessing, a Daniel Chacon or maybe one of the rookies that doesn't make the game day 18 is going to be hanging out downstairs. Some folks from the Rapids street team, giveaways, all that kind of stuff on Wednesday for that St. Louis game. So come check that out. On to our sponsors. We got to talk about our friends at Toyota. We love Toyota here. It's right here.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's on the screen. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. That's why we are in the Toyota lounge. That's why we have the Toyota chat.
Mitchell's Toyota yesterday got dinged. It could have been way worse if it wasn't a Toyota.
Send your boy into Toyota. Come on. Send me one of those trucks. We know trucks are a huge part of Toyota's DNA. They have durable legends destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. Whether you're doing off-roading, whether you're hauling a camper off to some national parks, anything like that, the Toyota truck is just right for you. The 2024 Tacoma. And they even got the Land Cruiser coming back. Love a Land Cruiser. They have 17 models with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the 4Runner, which is the presenting sponsor of our Toyota chat. They also offer more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. 16 different hybrid vehicles. You can get a Tundra hybrid. That's awesome.
Dude, for America and having a Japanese car be the best truck out there is kind of disappointing. Yeah. But it's great for Toyota because they definitely have the best truck out
trucks.
there.
They also have SUVs to take command on the trail and on the road. And you also have your smooth city rides like your RAV4 and your Grand Highlander. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. We are also brought to you by our friends at Lavello Construction.
Lavello.
Ooh.
The Chia.
Lavello.
I was in on that.
The
that
Lavello homies, that's exactly what they are. They were hanging out here for the Avs playoff games. They were with us up in the snow at the CU spring game tailgate. They are so down for Denver sports. They are truly, truly one of us in that regard. Sickos for Denver sports. So they fit right in with us. Lavello Construction specializes in all things roofs, gutters, siding, and paint for your home here on the Front Range. Been so many crazy storms lately. Crazy hail, crazy damage. These are the guys you want to talk to. They are women-owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. When storms strike and your home faces the aftermath, call or text Lavello to schedule an appointment. Just like the Rapids on the pitch, they bring experience, precision, and a winning spirit to restoring your home's exterior to better than it was before. They understand the complexities of navigating insurance claims after storm damage and are there to make the process as smooth as a well-executed play. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Dealing with a home insurance. Dealing with car insurance is a big enough pain after yesterday.
Yeah. I'd rather just talk to Lavello and have them
Just have
help me out.
Lavello do it. What are we doing?
It's way easier.
Way easier.
It's way easier.
They can assess damage. They can work with your insurance provider. They have experience as insurance adjusters. So who better to understand the process and know what to look for and make sure that it gets done right than Lavello? With Lavello Construction by your side, you can rest easy knowing that seasoned professionals are championing your cause. Let them help you rebuild and restore your home with confidence. Just scan the QR code right there, right? Ooh, nice, right there. Below on the screen, or you can call 303-578-8551. That's 303-578-8551 to get your quote in under a minute and tackle those claims together. Go Rapids from your friends at Lavello Construction.
Yeah. Fuck insurance. And shout out to Progressive, our next sponsor I'm playing.
All right, guys, we are back. DNVR Rapids live from the Toyota Lounge. That's Yaya. That's Duane. I'm Mitch. Super producer Alyssa's on the ones and twos. We got some homies in the Toyota chat. Matthew, Judge Jim, the legend, Isaiah, El Palone, Mark Weatherly. All the homies are in here. Great to have you guys on a Wednesday morning. Beautiful Wednesday in the Mile High City.
It's a good time to be alive.
Great time to be alive. Yaya, you cooked up a little game for us. Not a game, activity.
Yeah. It's something that we play around the fireplace.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
just a little conversation starter.
We had a lot of things that
Yeah,
were
yeah.
up in the air that we just wanted to like hit them all, and this was the easiest way to do it.
We're gonna play a little over under, right? Little, and this will help us kind of get into some of our, some of our talking points for the game coming up, for the season coming up. Just kind of figuring out where we all stand and where you guys stand in the chat. Obviously, hop in with what you think. First over under that we have for this segment. Our friend Diego Rubio's coming back this weekend.
Yeah, the Bulldog.
The only player to ever get in the DNVR Rapids chat.
And Defender and Yappy, which I loved.
And Lawless, too.
And
Lawless.
Yeah.
Shout out Rubio, man. I love Rubio so damn much.
Rocks.
Yeah. The Chilean Bulldog is
God, I love that
a
guy.
different breed for sure.
I really hope we get to see him on. I'm probably going to stay for the pressers so I could talk to him after.
That'd be a fun one.
I just miss that guy.
Yeah.
I wore my Rubio kit this weekend hanging out, and I miss that guy.
Yeah.
He's great. Okay, over under half a goal contribution for Diego Rubio this weekend. Duane, I'm going to start with you.
Over.
I'm going to go over on this.
Bro, he's shooting 15 times in this game. If the ball is at his feet within 10 yards of the box, he's launching a shot.
What are the chances we get that celebration where he puts his fingers in the ear?
100%.
And what are the chances the crowd actually celebrates? What's the chances that the crowd celebrates with Rubio?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to
Celebrate
against your former club, but the way he left and the way he obviously didn't feel it, I bet you he does.
Oh, that he will celebrate,
Yeah.
not the fans.
No, yeah. Like he'll celebrate.
If I was in the stands, I'd be doing this when he scored,
Yeah.
just to shout him out, right? Hopefully he just does the
No,
this.
no, he will not.
He won't though.
No, that's not his personality. He's going to rub it in your face.
Yes.
Well,
100%.
that's one of the enjoyable things about Rubio is that I'm not even sure it's a rub it in your face sort of thing. It's when he scores, the dude is like the most joyful guy ever. Like,
yeah, it's a feature, not a bug.
few
Yeah.
people are happier to score a goal than Diego Rubio. Like, I don't think he can control himself. Like,
It's incredible.
He will certainly do the Rubio.
You think
The
he'll
Rubio.
look up at the press box and look
Yes.
at try to look for Porig or somebody he knows?
Yeah, of course.
Depends on if his family is there or not.
I
don't
mean,
know
I don't
if
think he's
he'll
gonna
be
flip
bringing
him
his
off. I
family.
just think he's gonna go like that and look at the front office.
Yeah, probably.
I think if his family travels with, he'll probably be looking to them. Like, he's
Yeah.
a big fam dude.
That's true.
Judge Jim says he's gonna flop so hard too.
Oh, for sure.
Yo, he
going also
for
can't
it,
help
bro.
himself on
He's
that.
going. This is gonna be Diego Rubio meter cranked up to 15.
Rubio and Jordy are gonna get a fight.
Yeah,
Rubio and Jordy
they
are gonna get into it.
it. I'm so excited. It's
Him
gonna be
and
so
George,
fun.
yeah, him and Georgie are gonna definitely get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to watch him play. I don't think Zardis. I would take the under on Zardis if that was on the list.
Yeah,
I do like. Man, there's so many players I like on that team.
yeah.
I mean, obviously Drusy. I'm not splitting the atom saying he's awesome.
Their defense is also very sus.
Huh?
Their defense is also
It's
very sus.
Bad. This should.
Yeah.
Rapids should score enough in this game to win.
Keeper's good, though.
Yeah,
Keeper's either really, really good or really, really not good. It's, you know,
Col-
it's whichever version of the keeper you get is what is going to make or break us.
yeah.
Look, Cole's got that dog too. I think Cole might get into it with him too at some point.
I think it's more Georgie because I think Georgie is more of a fiery guy.
Well, and
during
he
the
doesn't
game.
have the personal history.
Exactly,
But
so-
those guys do have dog. There's dog on that field for
Yeah.
the Pids, man.
Oh, no,
They're
yeah,
not
for
gonna-
sure.
If Omir and him tangle it up, if like,
I wonder what the relationship with him and Rafa's going to be too out there.
ooh. I mean, they're so far away from each other, right? So
I mean, not Rubio. Rubio draws all. They both drop all the way back to help,
That's true.
help defend.
we'll see. I hope they tangle it up.
I think it'll be fun.
All right. Over under. We're gonna talk about the guy that was on the thumbnail today, Conor Ronan,
Yeah.
who's healthy, team MVP last year, looking pretty good, working his way back in, But it's tough when you have four guys who kind of all ideally play in the same spot,
Yep.
right? And that's that's Armas's biggest task right now, is between Ollie, Ronan, Cole, and Georgie. You really only have 3 spots. So over under 2.5 starts for Ronan in the next 5 games. Now you have 3 next week.
Yeah.
You can start this one.
I'm gonna say over. I
Okay.
think he gets most of the starts, and I think it's mostly not because of Ollie, but more Cole. I think they want to give Cole rest too.
Sure.
Cole's been playing a lot I
Well, he didn't
also-
play yesterday, so
fair, but he hasn't been a cap. He didn't
Yeah,
get
no, I
that
know,
week
I'm
off
just
like
kidding, I'm
everybody
just
else did. I think he's gonna get 3. I think it starts this weekend against Austin,
I hope so.
and I think after that they're gonna work him in. But I can also see him playing as a 10. I can also see him moving up to the left. I can see Armas trying some stuff to see where he can fit Ronan out there because Ronan is an asset on offense, and I think that's something that Armas is very interested in.
In the chat, Matthew says over under 1 yellow card for Rubio.
Oh, gosh. That's
I think
a
it's
good
a
one.
push, right? I think the over under would be a half,
Yeah,
right? I think he gets 1,
it's over for sure.
right? He's not going to. I don't think he'll get a red.
He might.
He might though, dude. He's
No,
wild.
he won't.
Okay, sorry.
He'll
Keep
get
going
a
though,
yellow
Ronan.
for sure.
Keep going, Ronan.
I think under.
Interesting.
I still don't know where Ronan fits in this formation.
Right.
And I think we've seen that Armas, for the most part, is going to keep to that formation. He's only shifted it once,
For a full game. He's experimented within games. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to
Yeah.
shift within game. But I think when you're rolling out if you're rolling out Ronan as a starter, it's not a mid-game shift in formation. And I think we can assume that he's going to be starting with the same formation that he has all but one game. And we've talked about, I'm not sure where Ronan fits in that formation. I just don't know. So I think maybe it's 2 starts versus 3 or more.
He has looked great. To me, he was the standout player skills-wise during yesterday's training, where it's just like putting a foot on the ball, putting it where it needs to go, over and over and over. Vargas probably stood out the most in the 11 on 11, but for a regular guy who's playing with, I didn't even know a couple of the R2 guys that were playing in that game.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like how, you don't want to take away from someone not being too impactful when they're playing with people they don't usually play with. But I thought he looked great. His shots looked great. I think he's going to get one. I think if he could just hang out around the top of that box, he'll find a curler. But I'm with Yaya. I think he was too good last year and too important to the team last year to lose just because.
Yeah.
You know? And like Ollie has been great. I'm not taking away from Ollie. But does that supersede what Ronan has already done? You know, I just think that those two are going to have to be the ones that separate each other in training, right? And until then, I think you almost have to lean Ronan.
It is a little bit of
I don't know, though.
Ollie kind of won the spot more than Ronan lost it.
Right.
Because it was because of injury. It wasn't just they
Yeah.
threw him out there just to throw him out there.
Right.
But it does feel like it was more like Ollie kind of, and honestly, it wasn't even Ollie who won that spot. It was Cole.
Yeah.
Because Cole, remember, was starting off as a 10. They moved into that double pivot, and that's when the team kind of took off. It was kind of more just how the adjustments worked out, and that's how it went. I don't think Ronan has done anything to lose the spot, but he does have a lot of ground to catch up.
Yeah. Again, like it gets to how do you work him into a more offensive heavy spot? You know, working back there, you know, he's not the best tackler on the team. Especially you're looking at Austin. I don't know if they're new guys coming in. That guy from Red Star in Serbia. But that dude's fast.
Shout out Serbia.
You know, and you got to tackle in the system that we run because the counter from the other team is deadly on our defense when we're not
Is that
tackling.
right?
Yeah. And when we're not, you know, dropping back and forming up. So I don't know. I don't know. And you guys know, like I'm out of the three of us, I'm the biggest Ronan fan. I'm bummed because I don't know where we work him in. Like I don't know where to put him either. I just know that his passes are FIFA level, cheat code level. You know, especially on the long passes, dropping a ball on somebody's foot is crazy good. I don't know where to put him on there to get him there.
Okay, how about... There's a good question in the chat from Out by Lone. Says, any word on the Rafa deal? Rafa deal. Hafa deal. Whatever.
The name's so great, you can say it so many different ways.
I have not heard anything official at all. It's very tight. Right? And why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
You know, especially as
When there's
his
money
production
there.
is skyrocketing
Yeah.
right up to the deal time. The way people are saying no or not saying anything, I just get a feeling that it's going well. And that's based on nothing, except the Rapids can't lose him. So it feels like they're going to go all out to get him.
See, I think seasoned Rapids fans
Oh, I know.
are feeling
No,
the complete
no.
opposite
100%.
for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
Like, your reasoning is very sound, but it's all how you look at it, right?
Totally.
So you're not wrong. It's just based on opinion.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, we'll believe it when we see it because we've
Exactly.
been burned before. I get it.
Exactly.
100%.
I think the best thing is to expect this to go right down to the last minute.
Yes.
So
I don't think we're gonna
as a fan,
Yes.
when you're waiting for an announcement, don't expect that announcement to
Yeah.
come in early ahead of time.
Sure.
Because it's money,
Sure.
and both clubs are going to be arguing over money. Agents are going to be arguing over money, and so that stuff doesn't happen ahead of time when there's that much on the table,
Right.
especially with a KSE owned club.
Yeah. All right. We're going to get into the last bit of our over-unders and the Austin game on the other side of this break. But first, got to talk about our friends at DNVR.
Oh my God, who are they?
I know some of those guys.
Me and Duane are in different wavelengths.
DNVR events. We got a bunch of fun ones coming up, guys. Whole bunch of fun ones. We have, well, number one, we have our Midsummer Open
Let's go.
at Broken Tee. If you even kind of like playing golf, get 3 of your friends, grab a foursome at DNVR, thednvr.com/events, and get a foursome. Come hang with us. There's like free stuff at almost every hole. There's beer sponsors. There's alcohol sponsors. Everybody's out there. If you've listened to an ad read in the last couple weeks, they're probably hanging out, having fun,
Probably playing.
on the course.
Yeah.
We got
Or
to be there.
playing.
We got to be in the last one. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was just having a good old time. You get to drive a golf cart, which if you don't like playing golf, At least you get to drive a golf cart.
You might end up at a hole and get a trivia question about the Rapids from me or Yaya or Mitch. Mitch might be playing. I don't know.
I will definitely be playing. Yes,
Yaya
correct.
and I we're fielding trivia questions.
Yeah, I
so
will
that
be
you can
playing.
win things.
We have I don't know if this is 100%. I'm pretty sure this is 100%, but I think there's a chance you could win a car with a hole-in-one.
A car?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Maybe I spoke out of pocket there because it might the I's might not be dotted and the T's might not be crossed yet.
There's a
but
chance. There's a non-legal chance.
Yes.
that there could be a car won.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Somewhere in the world.
Yes, correct. And who
It
knows?
might
It
be
might
in
be,
Denver.
it might be a broken T on. Well, God, why did I lose the date on this? The 21st?
Yeah.
21st. Thanks, Alyssa. We also have a Rapids takeover on the 7th against St. Louis. Tickets are already going for that. So
Let's
if you wanna
get
come
toasty, baby.
If you want to come hang out with us, we're going to be having fun on the bus, at the tailgate, and in the game. So make sure you come with us. Susie is hosting a DNVR Rockies takeover on the 20th of July against the Giants. That is party bus there, party bus back, free drink when you get back. So make sure you check that one out. Buffs going to Nebraska. I'm taking that trip. I will be your point person on that trip. We got all sorts of activities lined up. And then the Buffs are going to smack some Huskers in Lincoln, and it's going to be awesome. So come check that out. Broncos are road tripping to Tampa Bay.
My birthday weekend, baby. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go party with
It's
me.
going to be super fun. There's going to be, you're saying it, in Clearwater Beach. There's a boat, there's a party on a boat. Broncos alumni are going to be hanging out. Tailgate, round trip transportation, game tickets, all that stuff. Head to truefantravel.com for both of those trips and check it out. What are you laughing at?
I'm giggling at Duane's comment.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That
I
is
love
silly.
putt-putt mini golf.
I follow this stupid
I
TikTok
also love
account.
boats, by the way.
Yeah, boats rock.
That's what I'm most jealous about, the Tampa
Yeah.
trip. I grew up on boats, and gosh, I miss being on a boat.
Yeah,
I don't know
boats
how to
rock.
swim, so boats are literally a lifesaver. Like a literal lifesaver.
Boats are the best. Anyway, sorry. I digress.
I think there's some content in us taking Yaya swimming and getting him. Getting
You're more
water
like
ready.
taking Yaya to his
Drowning.
death. Yeah.
No, you are capable. You are strong and capable.
Of everything but swimming. I've tried multiple times.
I swam into college, so I am here to train you. I'll
Let's
be your
go.
guide. I will lift you up.
Between you and Sydney are going to teach you how to swim.
Correct. All right. We're back. DNVR Rapids. Yeah, Duane. Super producer Alyssa. Mitch. Hanging out. Our guys, Z says...
He said his best friend Evander is playing against the Rapids.
Your best friend?
The same day as CU versus CSU.
Oh, is that the Portland game?
Yep, I
We have a
believe.
takeover that night.
Yes, I believe.
That stinks. I want to watch that CSU game.
I believe
I'm
so.
just kidding.
But he's wondering what he should do. If Evander really is your best friend, I think you should have to go to a game and support your friend. But then you stream the CSU-CU game on your phone.
I mean, I will be on press row with that game on my phone. No doubt.
Exactly. I think there's
no chance I'm missing that. I can do both. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Okay, jumping back into over-unders real fast. We need to kind of fight through these as we do go on. Rest of the season. Oh, I see why you set this at 7.5.
yeah.
Because at 7 goals the rest of the way for Hoffa, he ties Casey and Rubio.
For the most
If
goals
he
in the
goes
season.
over, he sets the team mark for goals in a season.
Yep.
How many games
So
left? 17,
over under
18?
Yeah.
7.5 goals the rest of the way.
That's pretty good.
I will
odds.
start.
That's a good. I said a good line there.
That's a good line.
I will start, and I say over. Rewrite the record books, baby.
Yeah.
Locking him in, signing him, scoring a shitload of goals. Over.
I gotta agree with Mitch on this one. I think it's over because through 70 games he scored 9 goals.
Yeah.
we expect the player to stay on the same
With
pace.
2 missed pens, you could be at 11.
Exactly. So it's not that far off to score 7.5 more. It really isn't. More like score 7 because you can't score half a goal. It's not unreasonable that he can score 8 goals going forward with 17 games left. That's a goal almost every 2 games.
Yeah.
So like it's not that hard to do, especially at the pace that he's scoring.
Yeah.
And at the level that the Rapids are scoring, it's not like they're in a drought. So I think it's very possible. I think, especially if Georgia can get going, like I think it's gonna be right up there.
I think we sign Rafa. Rafa breaks the record, and Rapids fans finally rejoice that we got our striker that we've been crying
Begging.
for a decade. It finally happens. So I will go with the over.
Let's go.
on that.
That's a good one.
You know, Cole and Sam sat right here. Well, a little further that way because the couch was in the set. But, you know, close, right?
And these chairs.
And they said 10-goal season for Rafa. They're going to get that before All-Star.
Yeah. It's
So, pretty awesome. Let's go.
and honestly, he might be like a all-star sub if it wasn't for the rest of the league just deciding to go nuclear this year too.
You set this line high. Over under the position the Rapids finish. You said 4.5.
Well, it's home against an away
So,
game.
okay. So, do they finish home or not?
Exactly. That was
Okay.
my whole thing.
Love
So
that.
do you mean under means we finish third place?
No. Under
Oh.
would be 5th or
Yeah.
6th or 7th or
So
8th or
over
9th.
would be
okay.
like, 4
Alright.
or
4th,
above.
I got
second,
you.
first.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Duane, I'm playing with you.
Yeah. I just need to make sure I got it right before.
I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
I still think they're right at like around 5 or 6.
Yeah. Under's fair.
I think their depth is still has been tested and it has been shown that it has failed barely with a DC, a D or C grade.
I was
But
going to say with the Diet Coke.
a D or C grade. So I think if they can get more depth, they can definitely bump up, or if they can get on a good run, they're not that far off. But what we've seen this last month, it's can they bounce back? Can they get things back on the road? Can they adjust and make tactical moves that can really help this team going forward?
Duane?
Under.
Under. Perfect. We're all in agreement there. Leagues Cup. They have Leon against Navas and company. They have Portland, who spanked them first game of the season. How many wins does this team get in Leagues Cup? You said the over-under at half.
Yeah, they didn't win any last year.
They are on the road against Portland. They are home to Leon.
Correct.
Duane, I'll start with you.
Do they win one?
God, I hate this.
I set really good lines on this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Get Yahya a job with a bookmaker,
I
dog.
think I hate to say it, but I think under. Like I said at the beginning of the season, everyone's saying Portland and Seattle stink. They are, as I said, they are getting it together.
Crash the Car says they win the group.
That would be awesome.
Oh no, bro.
I would love that.
I think I'll take over. I'll take over
Who are they beating?
one of them.
Which one?
I don't know.
I think they beat Portland on the road. They're a better road team this year. Portland's still good, but I think if they're going to win one, it's going to be Portland. At the end of the day, I think it's an under because Leon, I think, is still really
Yeah,
effing
Leon's good.
Yeah.
Leon is still like
But look,
a baller
dude,
ass
stuff
team.
just I don't know, dude. It's a tournament. Weird
You
stuff
need to
could
get
happen.
tickets to that game.
Dude.
If you've not seen like just an exhibition game, I remember we played Club America. Talking about a raucous
Yeah.
atmosphere at the Dick, that you gotta get tickets.
We
to that
got
game.
robbed last year against the Luca with the rain out.
Yeah.
We really did.
Okay. All right. We got to fly through this. Look ahead. Austin this weekend on Saturday. Yeah, what are you watching for most in this game?
It's mostly, usually when we do this, I look at the other team and I'm like, what the other team is doing and how the Rapids encounter it. I think for this game, it's you got to focus on what you can do and just try to keep focused the whole way through the game. Because the biggest issue with the Rapids is that they lose focus. They give up goal leads. They do all these things. I want to see the defense step up and be a wall. I want to see a shutout. It's needed for confidence, not just for the defense, but for Zach as well. I need to see them go out there and just say, you're not scoring on us. Because I think you can score on this team pretty easily. Because you are one of the higher scoring teams in the league. You're right there in the middle of the pack. It's not like you're struggling to score. So I need at least a goal from the Rapids, but the defense, I think it's going to be the most important part.
This will be a battle of the goalies, in my opinion. For Stefan to do well, though, Sam and Keegan have to play great games. You can't look at every game in a vacuum of this game is on one player. And that's why it's like, yes, Stefan, has had his problems the last couple of games, but it's a team thing. And the defense is very, very critical to the success of whether or not just Stefan, but any goalie is going to work. That being said, Austin can't continue to rely on their keeper because their defense is not great. He's not going to be able to hold up that form all season long. So this might be the game. Maybe he's had 2 weeks off to get rest, and maybe it's too much rest. Because,
Sure.
Sometimes you're just in the zone week to week, and then once it leaves, like some of that magic goes out, which is what I hope happens.
Sure. I mean, you guys didn't even mention Lawless here. I mean, to me, that's like...
It's
hey,
the wing.
Bombi's gone, man. Like that, you and Maxie need to be locked in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Zach will have a good game if they don't miss a beat with Wallace in for Bombi.
Yeah.
Right? And if that struggles, Zach's going to get left out to dry, and it's going to be bad. So, Rubio's going to come out shooting, period. If the ball's at his feet, close to the box, balls are going in. You need to be ready to block. You need guys flying in. You need midfielders throwing their bodies around, sliding down, trying to block shots. Get in the way and help Zach out as much as you can. Because I think the offense will do its job enough against a pretty bad Austin defense.
Yeah.
Score prediction.
I'm going to say they do give up a goal, and it's going to be 2-1.
Okay.
Saying 2-1 Rapids.
Wait, who scores?
2-1. Hits, I'm going to say Rafa gets back on the account, and I think Georgie continues as well.
I will also go 2-1 Rapids. I think let's go Cabral and Rafa.
2-0. Get the clean sheet. Come back. Reset. Get back on track before the slide started, before the break. Rafa scores. And give me a Lawless header off a set piece, baby. Classic.
Max disappointed you too much, and you're like, I got him with Lawless.
One of them's going to get it eventually.
I was just thinking when you were
They're
talking
about as successful as any team in the league on set pieces. So, like, calling for a center back to score, right, it's actually a pretty good call. So,
It's not. What were you saying, Dave?
when you were mentioning Lawless, I was thinking about Rubio again. Who's most likely? You're saying Georgie. It's Maxiu.
oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
He's got some
Maxiu
fire.
versus Rubio.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's go.
both of those guys are spicy.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Spice it up. Yeah, plug us out of here, baby.
Follow us on DNVR Rapids on Twitter. We really appreciate it. We always pump out all our content through there. Give this video a thumbs up on your way out. Like it. Subscribe as well. We really appreciate it. Help us get to 100K. It's going to be great. Also give us a 5-star review wherever you hear this podcast, whether it be Apple, Google, Stitch, or whatever it is. Always give us a 5-star review. It's always well appreciated.
Duane?
Just quick congrats out to C38 Podcast on 100 episodes. Great job, guys. It doesn't matter what team it is. If it's Rapids, doesn't matter what sport it is. It's hard to do this consistently and over and over and over again, talking about the same team. So congrats, guys. Good job. We appreciate you out there covering the club.
Especially independent. So
Yeah.
good job.
It's not easy. They do great work. Make sure to follow those guys. Shout out Jared and Wanners. Become a diehard member at thednvr.com. That gets you discounts all over the place. Merch, the bar, events. Gets you into the Discord channels. All sorts of perks. Perks on perks on perks. And it goes to support shows like this one and all the other ones across this beautiful network. Get your tickets to the takeover. Get your tickets. Come hang out with us for soccer. There's all sorts of soccer going down.
Euros.
Come hang out here. Euros. Copa. I keep calling it fucking Gold Cup. Copa. Here.
It's in the U.S., that's why.
Euros, 10 a.m. Saturday. Bars open.
Chance I'm here.
Be here or be square.
Well, I'll bet you all three of us are probably going to be square. But.
Yeah, because I won't be around.
But coming out, watch some soccer. I'll probably be around. More important than all of that, and the way we always end it, baby, up the Pids.
We all silly like the mayor.